What's going on YouTube? Welcome back to LTH. My name is Abe, and in this video I would like to talk about Immich and how you can install it on TrueNAS as well as its features and why I picked it to replace my Nextcloud instance. Okay guys, as you can see, it is a self-hosted photo and video management solution, and a lot of people say that this is very similar to Google Photos, but you self-host it, so you have the control and the affordability and the privacy when using Immich compared to like a cloud environment. And as we can see, here's a little overview of what it looks like. I have an instance of it running right here. As you can see, this is actually a recent Japan trip me and my wife went on, as well as we took my dad for the first week. But you have all your images on a photo tab. You can click explore, you can share with people. You can also go down to your albums and look at stuff by the album. So we can go to our Europe trip 2024 real quickly. And then when we're in here, we can see all our photos that are organized for our Europe trip from what we went and did. So with that being said, let me show you how to install this. I can also show you what it looks like on our phone and kind of why I switched over to Immich compared to Nextcloud. So the first thing you want to do is log into TrueNAS if you have not done so already. Okay, so here we are logged in and this is just our dashboard, and the first thing we need to do when we're installing Immich is create two data sets. And so a data set is a file system that can be created within a storage pool similar to a folder, but with advanced features like permissions, encryption, and the ability to create snapshots. So we're going to click Datasets on the far left, and as you can see, we've created one before called Immich. So we're just going to go up here to the top right and click that, and click Immich 2. And when you're creating this, you can leave your dataset preset as generic. So once you've created this image set, what you need to do is create two more data sets within it, okay? So the first one we are going to create is for our data pool, okay? And so we're going to call this pool PG data. And so that'll be for our Postgres database. So when I go over here, make sure that I have your Immich folder selected, add data set, and then in here we will call this PG data, and then our PG data set can also be left as generic, and we'll click save. And so once that's created, we can see auto selects that. We need to click our main image folder once again, click add data set again, and then this one will be called a data, but the data set preset settings for this one need to be set to app. That is very, very important. This application will not run if this is not set to apps, because it gives it certain permissions that it needs to be able to run. And so we'll click save, just like that. Once that is done, and now you can see we have all the data sets that we need within our pool, which is just a 12 terabyte RAID 1 mirror if you're curious, but that's kind of out of the scope of this video. So what we're going to do now is install Immich by selecting apps from the right menu, then select discover apps on the top right and search for Immich. If this is your first time installing this, you won't see the install thing. You'll just click install. In our case, we've done this before because I use this. We're going to click install another instance in our case. And now we need to start configuring these settings. So pay special attention to this. Once again, I have step-by-step instructions with pictures linked down below in the description on our website learntohomelab.com. So step 1, name your application. Step 2, all these following settings will be under here. Image configuration, set your time zone. So I'm in mountain time, so I'll just type Denver. And then within here, you need to set your database passwords. And so I will set some database passwords right here. And then the other thing we need to set within here is our database storage type, SSD or HDD. We are using hard drives, so ours will be HDD. And the other thing I forgot to mention real quick is just enable machine learning. This will allow you to like see pictures and images and whatever, but if you have like an NVIDIA graphics card within your NAS, make sure that you select CUDA machine learning if you're using an NVIDIA graphics card. Now we're going to go down to network configuration settings, and under the network configuration settings, we need to just click host add IP, and that's it. In my case, I already have an instance of this running at 30,041, so I'm just going to switch this to 30,042 for the sake of this video, but leave it default. Unless you have something already running on this port, then you can go ahead and change it as well. And so here's the next important part under the storage configuration area. We need to change two areas. This first one, data storage, and the second one, the Postgres database that we created. So under here, we're going to select host path under type, and then we are going to go down to our host path now that it's changed. So we're going to go to mount, our pool, image 2, and then within here, we are going to set this to data. So for the next one under Postgres, we're going to do host path and the same thing. Go down here, go through our directory, but now we're going to do PG data for our Postgres database. Just like that. And then it's very important that you select automatic permissions for this database or your machine will not start once again. And then we're going to go all the way down to resource configuration. They do recommend 8 threads and 8 gigs of RAM. I've noticed this has been working fine with 2 CPU cores for me, but I switched this to 8,000 megabytes, which is just shy of technically a full 8 gigabytes, just like so. And now we will click install. And we're going to give this just a minute to install and come up, and then we will go to the IP address of our TrueNAS machine, and then at that port 30,042 in our case, but for you by default, that would be 30,041. Okay, so once we can see our app is running, again, we can go over to that IP and that port, and we have welcome to Immich. So we can go ahead and just click getting started, create an admin email and a password, and put your name in here, and then click sign up. Okay, and so once we've logged in, we can see we're presented with this screen. Welcome, Abe. Let's get started with some common settings. I'm going to switch this to dark mode so I'm not blinding my eyes. Language, put your language in. Agree to the privacy settings if you would like to do so. They are optional as it states. And then under here, you can enable a storage template. And if you'd like to learn more about storage templates, you can just look at their documentation right here. And in our documentation, it kind of just gives you an idea of how you can save things or search for things in date, time, and week standardization. And so once that's done, we are now just presented with our Immich default layout. And as you can see, as I showed you before, we have Explore, Sharing, Favorites, Albums, and Utilities. And I will show you how to upload from your phone to Immich. But as you can also see, we can create albums here on the top right. So if we create an album, I will just add a title, test video. You can add a description for my YouTube video, just like that. And then let's upload some photos. Okay, so we're just going to click select photos. And then at the top right, we will see select from your computer. And let me add these 3 photos. We'll click open. The photos are going to have been uploaded. And then you may need to, depending on this, like if I click on it, the photo will load just fine, and then it loads. So sometimes you can do that, or you can just reload your browser tab if they're taking a second to show up, just like that. And then you can click on and view your photos, as well as go to the top, and you can like them, zoom in on them, share them, delete them, add to an album, set an album, archive it, replace with upload, whatever. Now, one thing that I really like about Immich and why I recommend it is because it can show you duplicate images and it will not waste space. Nextcloud, I could just re-upload an image over and over and over again, and I would have lots of duplicates. So for instance, when I uploaded our Europe trip to Immich, I found that I had over 600 duplicate images between different folders, which is an insane amount of wasted space. So if we go up here and I click select from my computer and I attempt to upload these again, we can see here in the bottom right, we have 0 process, 3 out of 3, because we had no new uploads, no upload errors, but there was 3 duplicate images, so it didn't even bother uploading them. And I think that is just awesome. And so if we go to photos, once again, this is just all your photos. Go to albums, then you can look at things by the albums, which I think is great. Okay guys, so this is what the mobile app looks like. As you can see, by default, you will be on the photos page and you can see all the images on your screen. You can also click this upload icon up here, and this is where you will go to the settings for backup options if you would like to use them, as well as select the albums you would like to upload, and then you can see what the remainder is. So let me select an album to start uploading, and then I will show you what this looks like. Okay, so I just clicked a Disney album, and we can see it's going really quick, but all those images are now uploaded just like that. You know, if it was going slow, you would see that uploading, and they're done just like that. And then you can go to view details to see what images were just uploaded and see if there's any images that are pending that did not uploaded or failed to do so. The next tab is the search tab, so you can look at recently taken, search for people, whatever, just like on the browser. The next tab is albums, again, so you can open up an album and go through those images if you'd like to. So here we go, we can see all our Europe trip pictures, and you can go through those and show them to friends, and this allows you to see, images that may be on your NAS that are no longer on your phone. If you connect to it remotely, outside of your home, you may need to use something like Tailscale, but you'll be able to access your NAS and these images from the app on your phone. And then the last tab is just a tab where you can click on all your albums and go through all your images on your phone within the Immich app, and then you can select some and upload them directly from right here if you would like to do so more manually than the first way I showed, where you would upload whole albums of images. Okay, so these again are all the pictures that are found on my phone within the Immich app. So let's say I click on this and I go into an image that I've not uploaded to my NAS before. Not only can I see that it doesn't have a upload little symbol right here, it's not in the cloud, I can select it and then click upload, and then one upload is queued, and that'll upload it to my NAS just like so. So that's it. I hope this gives you a nice overview of the capabilities of Immich. Thank you for watching. My name is Abe, signing off with another video.